Quilters, welcome to AccuQuilt Live. I'm Pam Heller, AccuQuilt's cutting expert. Thanks so much for joining us today. My good friend Christina's in the house. How are you, my friend?
Good, how are you?
Good. Okay, it's like cold and rainy and nasty outside.
It's been cold and rainy for like 3 days straight.
Yes, but Monday you went somewhere fun.
Yes, I went to the zoo, but got soaking wet the entire time.
Yeah.
Like, I was drenched.
But did you see the Komodo dragons?
I did.
See, we've talked about Komodo dragons at the zoo. So that's so fun. And did you see the new sea lion exhibit?
Yes, it was beautiful. It was just like they dropped you in the middle of like the Pacific Northwest.
Yes,
here in
just
Nebraska.
like on the Oregon coast. Man, it was
gorgeous.
cold and rainy and super fun.
Yes.
Yeah, we went when it first opened. We took the kids. It was really fun.
Yeah.
So
A+ too, always.
yeah, good. Well, we're glad you're here. Okay, where are folks from? We have Kathy from Alabama
Got Brenda from Arkansas.
and Fran from Ohio. Somebody from Denmark.
Yes, I did see that one.
What time is it in Denmark? Gosh,
Probably dark
thanks for
time.
staying up. Oh, Cheryl from Fort Collins, Colorado. Is the snow gone? Because last week, wasn't there just
They
feet
just got
and
dumped
feet?
on like 24 inches or some nonsense.
Yeah, just craziness.
Oh.
All right, so that's where people are watching from today. Okay, here is my photo of the day. Okay, this is my Oakley bug from a couple of years ago, coloring Easter eggs. And listen, at our house, we have some artists, like grown adults who are artists. And coloring Easter eggs at our house is kind of really competitive.
Yeah, is it a competition?
Yeah, I mean, there's like some things that happen there. And everybody has to have the same number of eggs,
Sure.
and there's a system. Do you color eggs at your house?
I have not colored Easter eggs in forever.
You should come to our house and be part of the competition.
There we go.
It would be awesome. Okay, so the question of the day is, because Easter's just in a couple of weeks, right?
Like 2?
Yeah. Do you have an Easter tradition? Hey, and just a reminder that Friday, April 2nd, our offices and our warehouse and our customer service team will be closed in observance of Good Friday. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so Christina, do you have an Easter tradition?
Not really. My mother would always make like those Jello eggs or like the little Jello jelly bean things.
Yeah.
No one would really eat them, but they were there.
They were there.
To be
Do you have
pretty.
Easter candy at your house?
Oh yeah.
Oh, good. Like, I feel like Easter candy should start like right after Valentine's
I think
Day.
it does. I got a bag of those like chocolate Cadbury eggs.
Yeah.
Like right after Valentine's
Okay,
Day.
so are you a Peeps fan?
No.
Oh,
They're
no.
fine, but
I'm not either. Chelsea, all the people are shaking their heads here. No Peeps in here. All right, so in the comment section today, we want to know, what is your Easter tradition? Boy, I'm not going to be able to say that right today. Okay, the quilt behind Christina is called Go Hexagon Gardens Throw Quilt. And isn't it darling?
Oh, it's one
Now,
of my
Christina,
favorites.
have you done English paper piecing?
very minimal. Just when we first released that Qube, I started doing like little bits and pieces, just like while I was watching television.
While you
but
watch Jeopardy and
yes,
Wheel of Fortune?
every day.
You're so great. I love it. I know not to text her during that time because she's watching Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. And what did you like about English paper piecing?
I liked that I didn't have to like haul out my sewing machine necessarily, or I didn't have to like get out a bunch of things. Like it was just sitting there, just stitching. I could take it with me when I went on on a road trip or something.
Yeah. Yep. So we're going to talk about English paper piecing today. All right, quilters, did you love our products and our projects in our video today? They did such a great job. Be sure and share your finished projects with us for a chance to be part of our AccuQuilt Live events. So let's take a look at some of these awesome projects. Okay, first of all, Anne A. Wonky Heart, hands down one of my top 10 dies.
It's so fun.
I love Wonky Heart. And this one is super cute because she made it totally scrappy. And I love the sashing in between. I've never made it with sashing. So good job, Anne A. Great. All right, and then Log Cabin Quilt. Log Cabin, one of my all-time favorite dies, top 5, by Lou S. And look at how cool this variation is. Christina, do you like it?
I do, because it looks totally different. Like the two colored bits coming together around the white. I love that. It just looks so different.
What is that called? An hourglass?
Yes, there we go.
Look at us knowing stuff on a Wednesday.
Better than the white bits.
All right, and now Steve F. Okay, this is stunning. Okay, first of all, I love it because it's black and white. And boy, if it was in grunge, I would just be over the moon in it. So Christina, let's talk about some of those shapes, because obviously he used his cube, which are those 8 geometric shapes that make 72 mix and match patterns, but then he added companion sets, right?
Yes, I see a trapezoid in there.
I see a trapezoid. That center black square is called square and point, shape number 6. Some half square triangles. Really great job, Steve. I love it. All right, way to go, everyone. Now, if you want the chance to see your finished quilt project featured on AccuQuilt Live, how do they do that, Christina?
They can just share it on our Facebook page. They can send us a message. They can post it on like our wall, our page.
So
whatever.
many places you can just put them up there, and we would love to see
and
them.
then Morgan will gather them, put them in our video. We'll talk about them.
Excellent. All right, today I'm going to show you how to use your English paper piecing cube and your sewing machine. I know, because some of you in your quilting head say, oh, Pam, I'm never going to do English paper piecing. It takes too long. I'm going to show you how to use your sewing machine. And then look at this cute little Easter basket.
So cute. I love the little ears.
The ears are super cute. And it's just all from the English paper piecing cube. Here, like, there we go, Chelsea. Yeah, I have to do it upside down and backwards.
There we go.
So look at how fun this is. So today I'm going to show you how to make this bottom portion of it, because truly once you master that part, you can just make the whole thing. This is a free downloadable pattern from AccuQuilt.com. Christina, how many free patterns do we have at AccuQuilt.com?
More than I could even think about counting.
Thousands. Thousands. Every time you get one of our dies, go to AccuQuilt.com, and they're, especially like our bob dies, which are block and board dies, download the free pattern, and then we have these cool little instruction sheets, right, that go step by step by step by step on how to build your blocks. So check out our website and all of our patterns. Okay, now I thought this was a typo, but apparently it's not. Since you are a Wednesday family and we love you, here is the promo for today. Buy one, get one 70. That's 70. That is older than me and Mike.
Woohoo!
It is. Off go dies, cubes, and cutting mats. Okay? Dies, cubes, and cutting mats. You're going to, at checkout, use the code EasterBOGO, all one word, EASTERBOGO. And buy one, get one 70% off. We're going to talk about some great deals we have going today using that code. All right, and Christine, is this true? We're giving away an English paper piecing cube? Wow. Okay, today we're going to give away one of our English paper piecing cube to one lucky viewer. For a chance to win, you're going to share this video on your personal Facebook page. Morgan is going to pick the winner, Christine is going to announce it, and we're going to all clap at the end of the show, okay? All right, so let's get started. First of all, I'm going to get our English paper piecing. Okay, before I open it up, Christina, what are people's Easter traditions?
Let's see. Diane says that they color Easter eggs every year with our chickens that are at home.
With their what?
Their chickens. Color their
Oh,
eggs.
Chicken Brian lives next door to us. Maybe he'd like to give us some Easter eggs to get ready for Easter.
Linda says that she has an Easter tree. So started when they were in Berlin. You take pussy willow branches and hang little ornaments on them.
That is very cool.
I love that.
I love it. All right, okay, I have to tell you, our viewers are so clever, right? They just have such great ideas. Okay, so this is our English paper piecing cube, okay? And the great thing about the cube system is that it comes all together. All the parts and pieces you need to do English paper piecing is in one block. So watch this, ready? Ta-da! Okay, you have to say that when you open a cube. It's a rule. Okay, so notice that first of all, it comes in the storage container. And this is how you should store your dies, like books on a shelf. Don't stack them one on top of each other. The blades on top will damage the dies on bottom, right? Or the dies on top will damage the blades on the bottom. Okay, here's my little pro tip. Pull this skinny one first. Then you won't break a nail trying to pull the other two out. Okay? So, all right, I'm going to pull these out just like this, and we're going to go through them. So this is our English paper piecing cube. It has 1-inch finished sides. So that is a real standard, hang on, Chelsea. Had to move my stuff. A real standard size for English paper piecing. They come in different sizes, right? English paper piecing does, but this is good. Okay, so are we good there? Okay, so the cool thing about this particular cube is that it has 8 dies, And we're going to talk about the 4 shapes that are inside. So there's hexagons and half hexagons. Okay, and then I'm going to open up this one. And then there are equilateral triangles and 60-degree diamonds. Okay? Now, watch this. This is the slickest part. So in each English paper piecing cube, there is a die that cuts fabric. So there's those hexagons. And then there's a die that cuts the paper. So Christina, why do we have those 2 different dies in there?
Because the paper ones account for that seam allowance.
Yes.
Or vice versa.
Right. And previously, you would, if you were doing English paper piecing, you could cut hexagons, and then you would have to go to the store and buy papers to match, right? Your quilt shop, okay? So it's all in our English paper piecing cube, okay? So to make our basket today, I'm going to show you how to cut hexagons and half hexagons. So I'm going to pull out these 2 dies. And then look, here's half hexagons. Okay, you know that half square triangle is my all-time favorite shape.
Yes.
Hexagon's my next favorite shape. Okay, so look at this. All right. All right, so now I'm going to put my pieces back in my little cube for a minute.
Oh, while you do that, Jane says that on Easter Sunday they have a charity duck race. So locals buy yellow plastic ducks and race them down the river, and then all proceeds go to charity.
We used to do that in Omaha. There was
Really?
a duck race. Remember that, Mike? Oh. Back in the day in the Jean Leahy Mall.
I love that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now the skinny one that we pulled open first, inside it has a pattern and a book and a cutting mat. Because Christina, what happens if you try to use a die without a mat?
Not a darn thing, Pam.
Not a darn thing. Okay. All right. There we go. All right, Miss Chelsea, will you scroll down for me? Thank you, dear. All right, so now we're going to talk about the fabric pieces for it, okay? All right. So I'm going to cut, okay, first of all, you're going to download the pattern. Read all the instructions.
Yes, always.
Not just some of them, okay? All right, so here we go. Here are the half hexagons, and here are the hexagons. Okay, so there we go. So you can see how that hexagon has the little corresponding paper. And it's really important to keep them separate, because sometimes I do it wrong, okay? And I'm going to use my Go Big today. How come, Christina?
Because we can.
Because we can, and actually with our Go Big, you can run 2 of our smaller dies through in one pass.
So you can do the paper and the fabric in one go.
Yes, that's the paper and the fabric. So there's the half hexagons, and then you can see the little dots in the center. That's so we can take those papers out. Okay. All right, now for the bottom portion of our basket, there we go. I have to do it upside down and backwards. Okay, we need 1 yellow and 6 pink and 12 greens, and then blue half hexagons, okay? So here's what I've done. Now remember, with our dies, you can always cut up to 6 layers of good quilting cotton in one pass, okay? So I only needed 1 yellow for the center, so I have 2 extra that I've already cut. So let's cut some pink and green, okay? So what I'm gonna do, quilters, is I'm gonna measure from here to here, okay? And then just add 1/4 inch on either side and just cut with the fabric strip, okay? Because what you want to cut is the lengthwise grain as it goes through the cutter. How come we use the lengthwise grain, Christina?
Because it's nice and taut.
It is, okay? All right, so normally I would do 6 layers, because we need how many? 6 pink. And there's 3, right? So how many layers do I need? Just 2. I know. Do a little math before you get all excited, okay? And then we're going to cut some green ones too, okay? And Christina, while I'm laying this fabric out, what are people's traditions?
Lynn says that she goes to sunrise service at Red Rocks, weather permitting. which I would do just about anything at Red Rocks.
I would do anything at Red Rocks,
yes.
weather permitting.
And then there's a great tip from Kate. She says the best way to eat Peeps is to toast them on a bonfire because the sugar crystals caramelize and then they're toasted and then it's kind of like
okay,
caramely.
So only if you put them in the middle of a s'more, right? Like
yeah, or you could just eat it. Because then it's like a roast. Do you ever just eat a roasted marshmallow just by itself?
No, I have to have like a whole s'more.
Well, I bet it would be like a caramelly chocolate s'more.
Oh, and when we make s'mores, we buy fudge stripe cookies.
Oh yeah.
Because then they're the shortbread cookies and they melt.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna roast some Peeps. I think that's hilarious.
I feel like Oakley will get a kick out of that.
She'll be all over it. Okay, so how many layers can I cut? I can cut 6 layers, okay? So I fan folded my fabric back and forth. Now, are you gonna worry about this little tail?
No.
Nope, because the blades are in the die, not in the cutter, okay? So this is my first one that I'm gonna put through, and those were hexagons. Here we go. See, you gotta keep track. So I'm gonna do the same thing with my cardstock. I'm gonna measure from here to here and just cut width of cardstock. Okay?
That's a good question because some folks were asking what kind of paper you use.
Yeah, I'm using cardstock, but listen, this is the only die where every day the postman brings you quilting supplies.
You always get those flyers.
Always get those flyers that you can totally use. Okay? So, and it doesn't matter about lengthwise grain. So I'm just gonna cut some. Well, I have to cut quite a bit, so hang on here. Let's cut this the right way. All right? So I'm gonna measure from here to here is 3.5. I'm just gonna take my little rotary cutter. This is the only time you're gonna use a rotary cutter, folks. The rest of the time, there is a die for that. Okay? Here we go.
Ooh, Susan K says they have lamb for Easter, or lamb cake, excuse me. That changes everything.
That changes everything. Okay? All right, so look. And how many layers of cardstock am I gonna do? Just 2.
Yeah.
Okay? And this is just good old cardstock you get at the store. Okay? Now, do I have to worry about lengthwise grain? No, it's not fabric. Okay? Before we get started, look at these cute little pouches.
I love
We're
them.
going to talk about them. They're available on our website today. We're
Yes.
launching them. They're these cute little AccuQuilt pouches, so you can throw all of your English paper piecing stuff inside. So I actually do English paper piecing by hand as well, and that's my one. Okay, so watch. Oh, I got to move this. Holy smokes. Okay, so I'm using my Go Big today. Remember, it can run 2 of our smaller dies in one pass. So if one die is 90% faster than rotary cutters or scissors, 2 is exponentially faster. Look at that. Okay.
Oh, there's a great comment from Beth, who works at AccuQuilt.
Hi, Beth.
She says during this Facebook Live, she ate a whole package of Peeps. She says between black jelly beans and Peeps, she loves this time of year.
Good job, Beth.
I don't know about those black jelly beans.
Leave them on your desk after we roast them outside.
I don't know about those jelly beans, though.
I love black jelly beans.
Do you?
I do.
The
I
only
love
kind of
licorice.
jelly beans I like are like the Starburst ones. That's it.
Oh, yeah. The whole team is like, yeah. Okay, so before we start here, just a reminder. Join us on Tuesday, April 6th at 12 noon Central Time for our next invitation event. We will be launching our newest online exclusive die. It's part of our Die to Try program. It will only be available for a limited time or until it sells out, which is probably going to happen. The registration link is in the comments section, okay? And you're gonna love this die, okay? Only available at AccuQuilt.com until it sells out. Now, starting in April, because we're still in March, we will have weekly Tuesday events as well.
Yep.
So you can join Christina and I every Wednesday, and then the lovely Erica and Lynn and I on Tuesdays. Why do they want to sign up for those Tuesday events, Christina?
Because that's the way you can be registered to win our giveaways and our prizes.
Yes, yes. So while you're looking at events to sign up, make sure you do that. We have some amazing things happening in April here at AccuQuilt.
You're going to get sick of us. You're going to see us so often.
You are going to see us every Tuesday and Wednesday. I now plan vacations like Thursday through Monday.
Yep.
Right? Okay. All right, so let's give it a little love because static is built up. Look at this, quilters. See, there's those holes. Back in the day, Christina, I would travel. In fact, I think I have one in my pouch with a hole punch.
Yeah.
so that you can pull those out, okay? And then give it some love. Slide this mat, don't lift. Boys, it's staticky here in the Dream Studio today. Okay? And we're gonna pull back our fabric, okay? Now the great thing about AccuQuilt is that we have built in that 1/4 inch seam allowance, okay? So, watch this. We're gonna build some of these, and we're gonna do it pretty quickly. I'm gonna tell you, quilters, I'm gonna take my little glue stick, and I'm gonna glue the centers, okay, just like this, in the center. I'm gonna tell you to glue all your pieces first. How come, Christina?
Oh, because it's just easier that way. Then it's done. And then the glue has a chance to dry before you sew it.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm gonna tell you that for just a hot minute, I let Oakley help me glue. It was not the best quilting choice I've ever made. She's 6. She thought gluing was the best part. You know, and she's gluing 2 of them together and so on and so forth.
Ooh,
okay.
There's a good question from Kimberly.
Hi, Kimberly.
She says, on the paper piecing, does the label not need to be at your belly?
The
paper
the paper part,
yeah,
no.
No, it doesn't matter. There's no lengthwise grain in
no.
fabric.
On the fabric one, I always tell you label at your belly, but that lengthwise grain through the die, how come we do lengthwise grain, Christina?
How come?
Yeah.
Because it's tight, so it doesn't stretch around.
Yeah, if you're not getting good clean cuts, the question you need to ask yourself is, am I cutting in lengthwise grain? Okay, so look, I'm just taking, and I made sure that my glue stick is colored because white doesn't work. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of go around them here. So Christina, while I'm doing this, what are people's Easter traditions besides Beth eating Peeps while she watches AccuQuilt Live?
Amy has a comment that says this year she got hot tamale Peeps. So like cinnamony marshmallowy, like the little hot tamale candies.
Yes.
Yeah, that could be
Do you
interesting.
think we should try that?
I don't know. I will try anything. Like anytime like M&M or Oreo does like the new
Yeah, you're an
weird
M&M
stuff,
fiend.
I love them. All the weird flavors.
Yeah. And I didn't know there were weird flavors until I met you. Not that you're weird, but I just never knew that, okay?
Well.
So quilters, look what I'm doing. I'm just putting my little glue right here, and I'm just pressing down the seams. And sometimes you have to go over it twice because you're talking, okay?
Ooh, Deborah says she always has a coconut cake.
Oh, I love coconut cake.
Yeah, her mom and grandma would dye some of the coconut green to make it look like grass.
To look like grass.
Yeah, that's cute.
And then put jelly bellies on it, look
Yes.
like little Easter eggs.
We do have someone in the comments that says they live in the same town as the Jelly Belly factory. Joyce
Who
does.
is that?
Her name's Joyce.
Joyce, what is your favorite Jelly Belly? If you live in Jelly Belly town, you should tell us.
I wonder
Like
if
we live in Omaha Steaks, my favorite steak is a ribeye.
Do you think it smells good there?
At the
you know-
Jelly Belly factory?
Yeah, or
all
like
day,
just like
every
outside.
day.
Because like we live near like that Rotella, that big
Cornflakes.
bakery, so it smells great. But I wonder if it's what jelly beans smell like.
Well, have you not, we live near the cornflakes factory.
Oh yes.
Have you ever smelled cornflakes on the way to work?
Or it just smells like Frosted Flakes.
It does. Okay, I think there are 2 in here, but maybe there's just 1.
Ooh, Catherine wants to know if
Okay.
that's a regular glue stick.
No, this is a fabric glue stick, okay? And you can get them like at a craft store or your signature, you know, AccuQuilt retailer. I tried regular glue sticks. I did the purple ones.
Yep, so did I.
And they kind of worked, but they didn't really hold onto the fabric very well.
Yeah, I think it held too well for me to the paper.
Right.
And then it was hard to get it out, and like I think I used too much.
Yeah, and they're washable and, you know, all that kind of stuff, okay? So look what I'm doing. I'm just going over the edges, okay? Oh, look. Now, I don't know if, Christina, have you ever cut a hexagon by hand?
Kind of. I wanted to show a friend of mine how the English paper piecing cube worked because I have it at home. And so
Yep.
I tried to show her how to cut a hexagon with a rotary cutter and then what it looked like when I used the EPP cube.
Right.
And I will never cut a hexagon by hand again.
No, okay.
It was a mess.
So notice how I did this because I unglued it because I was talking and I got a little wild here. Okay, so quilters ask me all the time, does AccuQuilt help you cut? Is it better than rotary cutting? So I'm going to tell you, quilters, first of all, the AccuQuilt system cuts 90% faster than rotary cutters or scissors. So what does that mean, 90% faster? So like what used to take you an hour to cut out, you can cut out in less than 6 minutes. So you have like 54 minutes more an hour to do the sewing and the quilting part, which is the part I'd love to do. But to cut hexagons by hand, you have to cut a strip, and then you have to cut a rectangle, and then you have to take your 1/4-inch ruler, and you have to cut off the edges to make a hexagon. I can tell you I have cut the worst hexagons in my life with a rotary cutter, and the only thing that saved me was that the centers are perfect, right? So I would end up, I don't know, they just didn't look very pretty on the back. So with AccuQuilt, it's going to cut all the pieces, okay?
Oh my gosh, Pam. We have a comment from Joy. Joy that works here. She grew up in Jelly Belly Town too.
Joy? What is Joy's favorite Jelly Belly? Oh my gosh. Okay, I love the fact that Jelly Belly tells you like how to make pina coladas.
Yes, like by mixing 2 flavors.
Right, by mixing 2 or 3 flavors together.
Now you make me want to go to Costco and get one of the big things of Jelly Belly.
We should get them for next week. Okay. Okay, so see how I did this? All right. So I'm going to show you this super cool trick. Now listen, if you want to sew English paper piecing by hand, go for it, okay? I'm going to tell you, I'm going to show you a piece that I made for the bottom. I sewed it together in 18 minutes. Like, cut the pieces, put on the glue, sewed them together in 18 minutes, okay? Now, of course, you can use that traditional method of English paper piecing to complete your basket, okay? But I'm going to show you this super cool trick, okay? So here are my 2 little hexagons, and I'm going to bring them over here to my sewing machine, okay? Did you love that? Was a great little clue to Chelsea that she needed to move here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my 2 little hexagons together just like this. And you want the fabric to be facing up. Don't do it this way. It'll make you crazy, okay? Ask me how I know. And I have a really small, tight zigzag stitch on here, and I have a really neutral thread. Here's my pro tip. Go find the ugliest light green thread you could ever find and use it. Because what's going to happen is it's really going to melt in there together. It's super cool. And you think, Pam, it's pink fabric. No, the one I sewed with the bottom had green thread in it. Okay, so ready? Now, right here in my sewing machine, I have a little piece that says, there's the center. Okay? And thanks to Vivian, I'm wearing my little, somebody turned my machine on. Hold on. We have to reset it. Hold on, for the zigzag. Vivian, I'm wearing my little flippers.
Oh, they're so cute.
They are. Okay, so hold on here. I have to do this again. We turned off the machine and then it reset. So hold on here. I've done it a few times, so I know what I'm doing. Okay, but let's just make sure. Okay, so look. Oh yeah. Okay. I have just a tiny little small zigzag with ugly green thread. Okay, here we go. So remember, quilters, you can just totally chain piece this, and I'm going to show you how to do it because it's so cool. All right, so here we go. And I'm just going to go nice and slow. This is not like a race.
So those are the outsides facing up, right? The correct sides facing up? Okay.
Yep, and then, here's my other pieces. I was like, dang, I know I have more than that. Okay, and then look what I'm doing.
Chain piecing.
I am chain piecing.
And we do have videos on our YouTube page too about how to English paper piece with a machine too.
Do we?
Yes.
How come we have that? That is so cool.
I think so. I think
oh, the lovely Erica did it,
yes.
I bet. Okay, so here's my pieces. See, look at this. Okay, so here I have one that's already sewn. Okay, thank you.
There's a really good question from Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
She says, hi, I'm new to quilting. Can you please describe what paper piecing is?
Oh,
That's a
yes.
great question.
Okay, I should have done that like step 1. Okay, so English paper piecing is basically what you're going to do. Back in the day, they would take paper templates, so like out of paper or cardboard or cardstock or whatever, to create a template. And then you're going to take some fabric to put over it and glue it down. And then in the day, quilters would take their needles and just whip stitch, okay, so that the hexagon, all of them laid together, okay? And it's quite a process. I can tell you I've been working on an English paper piecing project for like decades, okay? But the great thing about paper piecing is that it's portable, okay? So you can put everything in your little basket, you know, in your little bag and take it with you. Oh, here, wait, maybe I have some in here. I don't, it's okay. Okay, so paper piecing is when you use a paper foundation, glue some fabric to the top, and then sew those pieces together. And then what you're gonna end up doing is, here, let me sew this together and then I can show you, well, we'll just take it out. So right here we gave you that circle in the center, okay? So watch this. Once you've done that first part around here, then you're gonna take these papers out, okay? They're not gonna live there anymore. So this is gonna allow you to just flip those pieces out.
That's perfect, because Ellen just asked how you go about getting the paper out after sewing.
So this is how you do it. This one doesn't have things sewn around it, but when it's all sewn, then you can just flip those out. And then those papers, you can reuse those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Great question. Okay. All right, so now let's do this, okay? So I'm gonna tell you what you wanna do is follow the instructions. And what you're gonna end up doing is you're gonna create rows, okay? So Joe, am I good there? Okay, so this row of 3, and you're gonna lay out all your pieces. Why are they gonna lay them out, Christina?
So you don't do it wrong.
So you don't do it wrong. And they lay out this row, and lay out this row, and this row, and this row, okay? All right? So then what's gonna happen is you're gonna continue to sew the rows together, right? Okay? And then I'm gonna show you how to add rows to rows, okay? So before we get to that point, Christina, don't forget, we're giving away one of our English paper piecing cubes to one lucky viewer today for a chance to win. Share this video in your personal Facebook page. Christina's gonna announce the winner at the end of the show. Hey, and don't forget about our blog. Christina, what is our blog?
Oh gosh, there's exclusive patterns on there, there's tips and tricks, there's all kinds of stuff on there.
Yeah, it has our influencers, and Christina and I were go-getters. It has tutorials. So I did not know this until last week, and I've worked at AccuQuilt for 9 years. There are patterns that are only available at our blog.
Yep, those tutorials and patterns.
Yeah, so how does one get to the blog?
You just go to blog.accuquilt.com, or you can scan that QR code in the corner.
Yeah, and then you can get notification, right, when it comes out?
Yep, on the right side you'll just put your email address in, and then you can select whether you want the blogs instantly, on a weekly like summary basis.
Excellent.
I would do instantly just because then you don't forget about them.
Yeah, then you can just see what we're doing, okay? All right, and don't forget to join us Tuesday, April 6th, 12 noon Central Time for our next invitational event. We're launching our newest online exclusive die. You're gonna love it. Be part of that flock party, all right? It's part of our Die to Try program. It's only available for a limited time or until we sell out, and it's only available at AccuQuilt.com. The registration link is in the comments section. Christina, why do they wanna register?
So that you can be registered to win prizes.
Prizes. We have prizes all the time.
Yes. We've got another great question from Michelle.
Okay.
She says, why do you use a zigzag stitch on the hexie pieces instead of the traditional 1/4 inch stitch?
Oh, that's a great question. Because if I just did a normal 1/4 inch seam, it wouldn't hold the pieces on the outside.
Okay.
Okay, so I did this tiny little zigzag. So if I did just that 1/4 inch seam in the middle, it wouldn't catch the edges. Yeah, that's a great question, okay? Now, don't forget our sale is today. Buy one, get one 70% off. So, Christina, if they bought the English paper piecing cube, could they get, like, in 2 weeks, we're doing the 9-inch cube. How much would that 9-inch cube be?
Pam, it is $66.
$66.
Yes, buy that EPP cube and then the 9-inch cube
That's
is $66.
wrong, but somebody did the math. Listen, before somebody really does the math, you should totally go online and order that. So think about that, quilters. If you have like the 8-inch cube and you're thinking, gosh, I'd like to add the 6 and the 9, buy one and get the other one for $66. at our English paper piecing. In 2 weeks, I'm using the 9-inch cube. So if you don't own the 9-inch cube today, get it for $66.
Yes.
Okay? All right. So now that I've sewn my little bottom together here, I'm going to show you how to add the half hexagons. All right? So you ready? Again, you're going to want to read the instructions. Okay? So I did the half hexies just like I did the hexagons. In the middle. Actually, lovely Chelsea did this for me while we were prepping today. Okay? Yeah, no, she's good. Okay? So I'm going to follow the pattern. Oh, here I'm going to make that straight because that's going to make me crazy all day. Okay, Christina.
Yes.
See how we're doing this? We're just doing it nice and slow.
Yes. There's a great question from Judith.
Hi, Judith.
She says, since this is the base of your basket, could you leave the cardstock in to give the base some stiffness?
Yes, you could.
It's a great idea.
That is a great idea. And Judith, you have to make 2 of everything. So I would do both of them, leave the papers in both of them.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Because it's not like a actual quilt where you're going to be washing it or things like that.
Nope.
Like you want it to be nice and sturdy.
Nope. Okay, so see how I've started to lay my hexagons out here? Okay, my half hexies. So I'm going to show you how to sew half hexies together, and then I'm going to show you how to add it to the corner because it's super fast. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to do the exact same thing. We have that good little small stitch, that zigzag stitch. And I'm going to totally take my time here and chain piece. Okay, Christina, while I'm chain piecing, what are people doing for Easter?
Oh, we actually have a question from Linda.
Hi, Linda.
She says, if you buy a cube, do you have to buy another one to go with it, or can you make quilts with just the one set?
You can make quilts with just the one set.
As long as it's the mix and match.
Yes, as long as it's the mix and match.
Yes,
of
so you
course
buy
you
the
can.
mix and match, and then you can buy the companions to go with it, but you can also make something with just that mix and
Yes,
match by itself.
72 mix and match patterns.
Yes.
Those are free downloadable patterns from AccuQuilt.com.
Yes, so the mix and matches will stand by themselves, but the companions won't. They work with the mix and match.
Right, you need that mix and match.
Yes.
That's a great question.
It is. A lot of folks are saying, I'm seeing a lot of dying Easter eggs, which makes sense.
Yes.
So
I'm going to ask Chicken Brian if he has eggs for us to color.
Chicken Brian?
Well, because, okay, on one side of our house lives Brian. He's our neighbor. On the other side is Brian, who owns chickens.
Oh, okay.
So we call him Chicken Brian.
You can
he
own
knows
chickens
that.
in city limits?
Yes, you can have. Yes, this is Omaha.
I didn't
You can
know.
have chickens in the city limits. Listen, those chickens, sometimes I wish we had a pet fox.
Oh.
Because sometimes on Sunday mornings,
Are they noisy?
those chickens are loud.
Yeah.
Okay, look at how cool this is. It's like Tetris.
So cute. It looks like, I love English paper piecing because it looks like a mosaic, like a tile
Yes.
floor, and I love that.
Look how fun this is. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to add these pieces. Okay, so you would continue with your half hexies right there. And see, you can't even tell that we've zigzagged because we used that ugly green thread. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start here, and I'm going to come down, and then I'm going to lift my presser foot, leave my needle down, and I'm going to come here and here and here. Okay, so there's a little thinking about this. Okay, so if you're watching Netflix, watch something you've already seen. Well, no, that's true. The other day I was trying to do some stuff, and I was watching something new, and I was way paying attention to what was new and not what I was sewing. Okay, so look what I'm going to do here. Okay, so I'm just going to come right down here, and then I'm going to come to the green. Okay, look, my needle's down, lift my presser foot. Okay. I'm totally thinking, Christina, of doing a whole quilt like this.
Yeah.
Because this is just the best. Okay. So did Joy tell us what her favorite Jelly Belly was?
She didn't.
Joy, come on. It's not like you have a day job. Come on.
She did say, though, that the other woman from Jelly Belly Town, I don't even know what town that is, was the one who taught Joy how to quilt.
The world is so small. The quilting world is small. Okay, so see, I'm there. I'm going to lift my presser foot. I'm going to leave my needle down.
And there was a question that said, can you lengthen the zigzag stitch so it's not as noticeable?
Yeah, I did a really small one, like 1.5 for the stitch length, and then like 3.5. You got to make sure, quilters, that you get both sides. And I'm going to tell you to practice. Okay, so here is my practice. Look at this. Look how cute this is. I'm going to show Chelsea right here. This was my practice. Practice doing it. Okay, just cut out some. See, I practiced different lengths, and I practiced. It looks a little messy, so I didn't want it to be so messy. All right, now you're going to use the same process to complete the 6 sides for the basket. So on this one, what other shape are we going to add in here, Christina? Diamonds.
The diamond.
Yeah, the 60-degree diamonds. Okay, so there's the there's the 60-degree diamonds. There's the equilateral triangles. It uses all 4 of them.
Oh, it does.
Yep, and the hexagons and the half hexagons. Okay, now listen. The handle is 2.5-inch strip. Okay, so if you don't get one today, buy one and get one 70% off. You should totally, okay, listen. Fill up on strip dies and cubes, because 6, 8, and 9-inch cube, if you buy another cube, it's $66. Okay, and then look at the bunny ears. Okay, what is this die, Christina? Do you know?
Flower Power.
Flower Power by good friend Sarah Vedeler. Okay, Christina, if you buy the English Paper Piecing Cube and Flower Power, how much is Flower Power?
$14.99.
Listen, I spent more on gas this morning, putting gas on my car. $14.99. So there it is our Flower Power. Look at how cute this is. So keep in mind, quilters, you can kind of mix and match with this, right, Christina? You can buy a cube and get a strip die at 70% off.
Yep, you'll just pay for the higher priced items.
Yeah, just pay for it, okay? So today, boy, make sure you're throwing mats in your cart, okay? But I would load up totally on bob dies and strip dies. If there's a bob die that you've been wanting, boy, get one, get another 70% off.
Yes, it's insane.
It's crazy. The code you want to use is Easter BOGO, EASTERBOGO. All right, Christina, did Morgan pick us a winner?
Yes, we've got one if you're ready.
All right, let's pick our winner. Drum roll, please.
Our winner is Linda Smythe Benford.
Yay, Linda, congratulations. Thanks for watching with us today. Somebody's going to reach out to you, and they're going to send you an English paper piecing cube. How cool is that? All right? We'd love to see your finished products. Don't forget, quilters, to share them with us on our Facebook page. Now, join us next week, 12 noon Central Time on Wednesday. I'm going to give you some ideas for upcycling. We're going to make a really sweet memory quilt project. Quilters, did you know that quilters are the ultimate upcyclers? Think about that. Think about your stash. Think about how you use it all the time, how the AccuQuilt system allows you to cut all of those pieces accurately and perfectly every single time. When I look at my stash, I can use even those tiny little pieces, right?
Yes.
Because we have dies for that.
Especially with the EPP cube.
Especially with the English paper piecing. Absolutely. Okay? All right, on behalf of our entire team, offsite we have Morgan, Leslie, and Katie. Upstairs is Nick. He's got his music playing really loud. He's having a great day. In the Dream Studio with me is Mike and Chelsea and Joe and the other Chelsea, and of course my good friend Christina. Had to think about that a minute. Joe was hiding behind the screen. I am Pam Heller, reminding you that at AccuQuilt we help you cut time so you quilt more. We'll see you next Wednesday, 12 noon Central Time.